So, as I mentioned in the first segment of today, I've been out of town for a few days. So, there are some stories I missed because during that whole time I was not going through the news and it was wonderful. But apparently, one that I missed is that on Thursday, Karoline Leavitt went on Fox News and decided to show the entire world what a giant, disgusting ball of hatred she genuinely is. Now, before I read you what the White House press secretary said about roughly a third of the country, let me remind you of something, right? It was just a little over a month ago that we heard from dang near every Republican politician, almost every Republican pundit, our Republican friends on social media telling us, "You're the problem, Democrat. You and your hatred, that's what caused this horrible tragedy, because all you do is hate. All you do is call people names and mean things, and you're what's wrong with the entire country." That was a month ago. A month. And yet, on Fox News on Thursday, with hosts Sandra Smith and John Roberts, who said nothing at all, by the way, Karoline Leavitt said this. And actually, let me give you a little context first. They were talking about the fact that Zoran Mamdani had, of course, done an interview with Fox News host Martha McCallum. It was really well received. He did a great job. And Leavitt was asked to respond to the interview. And she said, "Well, that's a classic case of I don't want to answer the question because I know it's wildly unpopular. And the Democrat Party, this interview proved that the Democrat Party's main constituency are made up of Hamas terrorists, illegal aliens, and violent criminals. That is who the Democrat Party is catering to. Not the Trump administration and not the White House and not the Republican Party, who is standing up for law-abiding Americans, not just across the country, but around the world. And that's why President Trump worked so hard to end this conflict in the Middle East. It was President Trump who brought home the last living hostage out of Gaza, Eden Alexander, who has since been reunited with his family in New Jersey. It's President Trump who is actually pushing for peace. And I would like to add, where are all the Free Palestine protesters? It's President Trump who freed Palestine literally, and they are now very much quiet because why? They can't stand Trump. Actually, it's because we've been told by you and your boss, if we go out there with a Free Palestine protest, we're going to be deported, or charged with terrorism. That's why it's quieted down. Did you forget you did that, Karoline? Yeah, you guys did. You said all of those people were terrorists and we will try them for terrorism. We don't want to spend the rest of our lives in prison, in your concentration camps. But she wasn't done. And that is the base of the Democrat Party today. They don't stand for anything except catering to their far left base, which, as I said, includes anti-Semites, includes Hamas terrorists, illegal aliens, and violent criminals who want to let off freely to roam in American streets. Yeah, the hatred from the left is just out of control, folks, right? I mean, we got to do something to tamp down all of the name calling from the left. That is weird. And again, Sandra Smith, John Roberts didn't say a word. They did not say, "Karoline, let's tone it down. That's obviously not even accurate." No, they just let it happen. And this is the same network who, again, a month ago was saying that the left is full of hatred and vitriol, and they're the reason there's any violence anywhere on the planet, possibly anywhere in the universe for all we know. And they also are the ones who 10 years ago, or 9 years ago, I guess, were telling us how horrible it was that Hillary Clinton described Donald Trump supporters as racist, sexist, homophobic, xenophobic, Islamophobic, you name it, it's a basket of deplorables. They did segments on that literally for years, even after she lost the election. Well, she won the popular vote. Yeah. Hillary Clinton and her basket of deplorables warranted years' worth of coverage. Karoline Leavitt goes out there, effectively does the exact same thing, and the goddamn hosts on the network couldn't even be bothered to say, "Karoline, can you chill the F out for a second, you freak?" Because this is not normal, folks. This is not a normal way that a rational, thinking, and mature human being responds on national media. I'm sorry, but it's not. And of course, this is the same woman who several days later gets a question from a reporter on a text message and she's like, "Your mom." We've got an 11-year-old boy, because that's her maturity level. It's not of an 11-year-old girl, it's an 11-year-old boy at this point. It's crude, it's gross, it's immature, it's vile, but she's in her late 20s. Maybe she ought to talk to her elderly husband about how to be more mature. But this is who we have. This is what they are. I don't ever, for the rest of my damn life, want to hear another conservative out there say the rhetoric on the left. You. That's the rhetoric on the left right now. You guys are 1,000 times worse than anything I have ever heard anybody on the left say on a platform. Okay? Nobody on the left, on their platform, talks about conservatives the way conservatives on their much bigger platforms talk about those of us on the left. Thanks for watching, everyone. You know, we're inching closer and closer to 1 million subscribers, and we're aiming to hit that goal before the year closes. So if you aren't subscribed to the channel, please do so, and don't forget to like, comment, and share. Thanks for joining us as we head towards this huge milestone.